Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the metropolis of Bear, a man so inspiring that small children weep in his sight. Here's Cushy.
I knew darn good and well that you were going to come in louder than you said before. Well, hello, everybody, and good to see you this evening. If you are joining us, that means you're watching us either on Facebook and or YouTube, as I announced. If we could at this point, I'm asking you to please share, of course. Like it. Make sure you have some reactions. You can comment. You can yell at Josh for being so loud. It's really up to you what you want to say when you're messaging. But please share this video. Also, go over on YouTube if you've not done it. If you just like to watch it on Facebook, I'm begging you. Well, not really begging you, but I'm asking you. Could you go over to YouTube, go under Stepping Stones under YouTube, and subscribe there as well? Whether you watch it on there or not doesn't really matter. But what we're looking for is to try to get subscribers on both. And then that way we kind of get a balance as to what's going on. This Saturday we're going to meet, so we got some new stuff that'll be launched next Wednesday night. We have a few other new touches tonight, and as you can see, I am currently in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian. This is a picture that I took probably years ago, and I did it in the sepia because I really like just the old time feel, and I wanted to drop back since this is the original castle, or what they call the castle. I wanted to kind of capture that feel, and since we are talking about going back in time, what better way than to have the castle on the mall look like it was shot in, what, 1850? Or something along those lines. Except for the modern people that are standing down by there in the street signs, which I'm now noticing are there, Glenn. Let's just disregard those altogether. But I am glad you guys joined us tonight. Again, we are continuing the series on time. Last week we talked about time, what it was really, and we got a little bit into usage, things like that. This week, however, we're going to go into time, and I kind of brought two together, time wasted and then time well spent. And then next week will be the final in the series, which will be time from God's perspective. So if you know any teenagers that need to understand what wasting time, not wasting time, all of that is, please get them to watch. One start at a time. If you can get them to watch, then maybe they want to come. If they want to come, then we can have fun. Again, Saturday, we're going to start shooting commercials. Teenagers are welcome to come out on Saturday and have some fun. We've got some really cool commercial ideas that we're going to be doing. So you'll get to start to see them week in and week out as well. But join us Saturday morning if you have teenagers that you really want to get involved, and maybe they can't come out on a Wednesday, but they can come out on a Saturday or they can come out on a Sunday. Hey, we'll find something for them to do, won't we, Josh? Absolutely. All right. So what we want to do next is, I guess I'm going to unleash Josh on you at this point. We're going to go into the three questions and I guess do you have a trivia question for them? You do. Oh, wow. They're in for a piece of shockingness. Okay. So get ready. Let's drop it over to Josh.
Ah, I was muted. How about that? I have one of these too, is what I said, and it's nice, but it wasn't working. Now it's working. Okay. Number one. I'll just move it away from my face if it's too loud. Okay. How's that? Good. Number one. Waffles, French toast, or pancakes? Waffles, French toast, or pancakes? Waffles.
Oh, by the way, guys, you have to talk loud because no one can hear you. So you gotta say it with some oomph.
Got to say it with some oomph. Waffles.
That was oomph. Waffles, French toast, or pancake? Waffles, French toast, or pancake?
Angel's trying to decide. Waffles. We have a waffles.
Angel wants waffles.
All right. French toast. French toast. Pancake. Get out. No, just, I don't care if you can stack or not. Get out. Come on. Waffles. Good man. Waffles, and I'd also choose waffles. Okay, here we go.
Do you not care about what I feel?
Look, here's the thing.
No, I'm a French toast.
We always include you every time, and it's just like,
Whatever, go on.
Okay, so Ken chooses, what'd you say, French toast? He chose French toast. It doesn't matter anyways. All right, number 2. If the United States was not the bestest, most amazing country ever, then in your opinion, what country would it be? Okay, Leo is uneducated. He doesn't know about other countries. Ken is mad. All right. I don't know. I don't know is not an answer. I don't know country name. I don't know. England is probably the country named I don't know. Chicago, guys. Chicago is the bestest country besides the U.S. Okay.
How can you be stumped? Of all people, where do you want to go?
Everywhere. Okay, everywhere. Every other country. There you go. Every other country. Ireland, laddie. All right. The UK. He knew it was UK too. That's pretty good. Finland. Oh, Finland. Finland.
What was that?
That was my Finlandish accent.
People everywhere wanting to take your head off.
Bring it. All right. Jamaica, man. Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica. It'd be nice, man. Texas. All right, it is. Texas is its own country. You need to respect that. Guns and America. All right. I'm going to say Sweden. I have my own reasons.
Oh, I know the reason.
I have my own reasons. Number 3. Okay. There is a... No, you don't know the reason. No, nobody else knows the reason except me. I have my own reasons. Okay. All right. There's a spider. Number 3. There's a spider made of steel sitting on your bed, and he knows kung fu. Wow. What do you do? There's a spider made of steel sitting on your bed, and he knows kung fu. What do you do? And Ken bursts into kung fu fighting. Okay. What do you do? He leaves it alone. Leaves it alone. What do you do to the spider, Angel? Rocks. Throws rocks at the spider. All right. Okay, she rocks back and forth. I tried to make it better. Come on. All right.
I would do what I do to all spiders. I would go get the can of spray and spray it.
It's a steel spider. It's a spider made of steel.
I think she's still
Well,
spraying.
it would electrocute him.
Okay, electrocute the steel spider. Okay,
I mean, there you have it.
I like it.
I'm gonna go. I'm throwing down.
We're
We're fighting.
fighting? All right, fist fighting or just
Kung fu fighting.
like grappling, all of it?
I'll turn it on my Bluetooth and just start going at it.
Bluetooth rock and just go at it.
Kung fu fighting.
Kung fu fighting. Oh, okay, yep.
I have a thanks day.
You what?
Dude, what?
I have a thanks day. A teacher.
A sensei?
What is a sensei? Gonna
Yeah, what's a
do?
sensei going to do against a steel spider?
I have a teacher.
You have a teacher, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
but this spider is made of steel.
And
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Okay, good. Good answer. I love it. It's great. That's why we're here, folks. Okay. A shotgun
Good choice.
against steel spider. All right.
I would say 12 gauge.
A 12 gauge. That's a shotgun, folks, just in case you at home didn't know. What? What's up? Yeah.
Aunt Nita said she would run.
Aunt Nita said she would run. All right. That's probably the best answer, you know?
So far.
Yeah, so far. Jump out a window.
Then there's that.
Then there's jumping out of a window. What, like, I mean, are you in your house? Are you in?
Now he's on like
Okay, all right.
15.
So you're only jumping like 2 feet. I got you. Okay. So I would get a big magnet.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Get a big magnet. Now it's stuck. What's it gonna do?
That's pretty ingenious.
That's right. Okay. All right. Now, Glenn, you're a very smart person. I will give you that. But I feel like you're going to get this riddle way too easily. So you can get it in your mind, but I would like everybody else to try and give the answer first. Here we go.
No.
Where is he going?
Is this a trivia question?
This is the trivia question.
Okay, well, we're not going to answer live here. This trivia question is going out to everybody who can answer it, they'll be entered in for the $5.
Okay, did they hear that? Or is this mic on? Oh, so repeat that. This is for $5. Yes. Yeah.
Can we both be muted? Unmuted at the same time. There we go. Okay.
You can hear him now. It's cool.
So $5 to the winner who gets the answer first. So they can type in on Facebook, they can type in on YouTube, or the ones in-house can add and type in as well.
You get that? Did they get that?
I think they got
Because
it.
I was dubbing. It sounded really cool.
You looked fantastic.
Thank you. All right. No, we're not going to do that again. No, we're not going to say it again. So people get $5, I think, if they say it correctly online.
If they get it right and they're the first one, they get $5.
That's right. But they can easily Google it.
They can Google it.
That's not fair. Don't Google it.
Whoever's first. Ready? Go ahead.
Well, I don't know why I gave you that idea, but don't Google it. All right. I have a head and a tail, but no legs. What am I? I have a head and I have a tail, but no legs. What am I?
Don't look at me, Glenn.
Glenn already knows. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right. Well, so unmute me while he's muted. Unmute him too. We're both unmuted.
Yes.
I can't hear myself 'cause I hit
You're
red.
muted.
It's okay, Leo. It's all your fault. That's it for trivia. You want to ask it one more time? You want to say it one more time?
I'll say it one more time.
One more time.
I have a head
I have a head.
and I have a tail,
Ah.
but no legs. What am I?
All right. So we'll be looking for the answers online.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Leo, where are we heading next? We're heading to the carnival. So, I know you do. This is what you all know that coming into the picture. Bring her over a little bit farther there, Vanna. Oh, that's good. As long as they can see you too. Okay. So, Riley Vanna White has joined me. He's looking blue as ever. So I think about this, Leo. Maybe you can help me out, or Josh, maybe you can help me out because you run the booth. Has Riley come here other than in blue? I don't. I think we're gonna have to go back and video archive this. What do you think, Donnie?
Sure.
Yeah, Donnie says sure. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna video archive and find out if Riley Vanna White has always been in blue. Although your blue looks a little muted, doesn't it? It's not quite as bright as. If you were standing next to him, folks, trust me, he's blue. Well, I guess up there you're blue.
Except for all the times he was wearing hot pink.
Ooh, you never wore hot pink before. Why not? You should try it. I'm up for it. Go ahead. Today wasn't a hot pink day, okay? We're working on it. Okay, so Riles, I've added 3 glass crosses up there to the wheel. So we don't have a contestant. However, Aunt Nita is currently watching. Do you think Aunt Nita should be the contestant tonight? Aunt Nita, you are tonight's contestant. Now, bear in mind, you could win Glenn's beard hair, which has only been handed out twice. Or she could get the glass cross. And they're new. Now, listen, Aunt Nita would love a glass cross. Well, you just can't. You got to spin it because, Okay. So, Aunt Nita, I know you're watching because you've already commented. Riley's now going to spin Bob the Wonder Wheel. Let's see what she gets. Give her a good one there, Riley. Oh, my. That was a deep spin right there. Calm down, Connor. It's okay. I know you're excited. What do we got? What?
Glenn's beard hair.
Oh, Aunt Nita, your life has just been changed. You are going to get a bag of Glenn Moses's beard hair. I mean, when I bring that down to you, I expect like a huge dinner for the celebration of Glenn's beard hair.
Just
coming
don't get
to
the
you.
hair in it.
So thank you very much there, Riley Vanna White. If you could take Bob off with you, that's wonderful. Goodbye, Bob. Aunt Nita, Glenn's beard hair. Glenn, see, people don't recognize, Glenn, how much that's going to be worth. You know what I mean? Like in the long run, they just don't see the long-term value, but it's there. 170-year-old beard hair. Like, I mean, what do you got? Okay, so if you could, sir, now transition me to the next. Do you folks notice how fancy we've gotten? I am literally transitioning while you're watching me. That's talent.
We have golden toilet seats.
Where did we get golden toilet seats?
It was in the budget.
Oh, that's right. Our budget did go up this year. Golden toilet seats. There you have it. All right. So let's get into, you know what I don't need? I don't need that pen. Apparently neither did the chair and or the bag. I would hope so, because then I'll just have him mute you. Yeah, I got you. Okay. So last week we talked about time. Let's go to my notes from last week, So we talked about time series last week. We started with what is time. We kind of went through, it's a continued sequence of existence and events that occur in apparently irreversible succession from past through the present and into the future. Better put, it is a record of our existence and a glimpse of a moment. So last week we kind of got into just time. We read some verses in regards to the mystery of time, a point of reference of time, the appointment of time, and then the event and results. So this week what I'd like to get into, if we can, is going to be the second of the series, which is time wasted and time well spent. Time wasted, time well spent. I got a lot of stats here, but man, it's interesting, and this you teenagers, this should baffle you as much as it baffled me. I'm going to pull this up here like this, Glenn, so I don't look like I'm doing this the whole time. Because people can't see my face if I'm looking down all the time, right? All right, 85% of Americans own a smartphone. 85% of Americans. 87% of American teens own an iPhone, and 88% expect the iPhone to be their next phone. Now, you are asking, well, where's this coming from? Well, the first thing I gave you, 85 Americans own a smartphone, that comes from Pew Research. The last one I just gave you is from How to Geek. There you have it, How to Geek. 87% of American teens own an iPhone. Now, I don't know. What I wanted to do is find out exactly how many teens there are in this world, or in the United States. Let's say U.S. How many teenagers are in the U.S.? If 87% of them have an iPhone, somewhere, somebody in Apple is just going, yeah, that's right. It's like a sprinkler, making it rain, making it rain. All right. Now this one, non-school related, just before we go any farther, this is from the Journal of American Medical Association in Pediatrics. So I did some research here. Non-school related screen time has doubled from pre-pandemic estimates of 3.8 hours per day. 3.8 hours per day before the pandemic, that's how much screen time teenagers were having. Okay? That's pretty crazy. It has doubled up to 7.7 hours a day. 7.7 hours a day, teenagers are walking around. So I thought, well, let's figure out the math. In a year, there's 8,760 hours. Riley's currently on the screen now. You all can't see him, but it's pretty funny. Here I am talking about it, and he's doing the same thing. Okay, so if it's at 7.7 hours a day, that is 2,810.5 hours a year that teenagers are doing screen time. Now, call me crazy, which people do all the time. No, we know you're on the screen. Which means 32% of your year is spent on the phone or on a screen or something like that. 32% of your year, teenagers, is spent in the screen time. I'm like, we have a problem. 95% of American teens have daily access to a smartphone. 95%. Somebody do me a favor. Connor, give me how many teenagers there are in the United States, please. Do a search real quick. What? You're wrong. That's in the world. There's no way there's... Well, that's a good guess for China. It is not. All right, so 95% of American teens have daily access to a smartphone. 46% of the teens report being online constantly. 46% constantly on the phone. What do we got? 42 million teenagers and that's over 20 million teenagers on a screen constantly. Gee, I wonder why we're having problems in the world. I don't know. I wonder why this generation doesn't want to do anything. I don't know. 80%. This is what kills me. 80% of 12 to 15-year-olds play video games. 80% play video games. Now, back in my day in the 80s when the video games were just coming out and they were stand-up and all, I bet it was probably near 100% played video games. Because I know I played video games. And Nita can attest that I played video games. All right. So that was from Ofcom, and then Pew Research did the 95% with the 46%. 57% of all teens agree that using social media often distracts them when they should be doing homework. So 20-some million, what am I, going through puberty or something here? 20-some million. Nobody wants the Bill in the Box or whatever that guy's name is. The one in Rudolph. What's his name? It's not a Jack in the Box. It's a... You guys are terrible. You're as bad as I am. Yeah, the Rudolph show. Yes.
What's Rudolph?
It's a reindeer. Anyways, 54% of teen social media users agree that it often distracts them when they should be paying attention to the people they're with. So 54% of the time, most people are doing this. Hey, Donald, how you doing, Donald? Yeah, no, it's really cool. I like it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. What? I'm sorry, what were you saying? Oh, hey, Donald. Yeah, so, and anyways, and then, I mean, that's what 54% of our teenagers are doing right now. 29% of teen smartphone owners say they've been woken up by their phones during the night by a call, a text, or a notification. I'm going to tell you right now, 29% of teens say they've been woken up by their phones. Y'all need to get new friends is what y'all need to get. Because if I'm any of that percentage, I'm coming to your house and taking your phone and throwing it in the railroad track or something. Because you're not calling me at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. Well, you've been given permission 7 years ago, Riley, so you can't, All right, and 42% of teens agree that social media has taken away from the time they could spend with friends in person. 47%. What's that put us at? About 19 million? About 19 million. 19 million teenagers are saying that social media has taken away from the time they could spend. Listen, those stats to me they killed me. I felt mind numbed as to think about there's that much things going on. But then I think about it. So where do we put the blame? Where do we start? And clearly time's not being spent properly in all of those stats. So what's the answer? Is the answer to take away the phones? No, I don't think the answer is to take away the phones. Phones are what the phones are. I'd rather have my daughter have a phone when she's at school. If something goes wrong and she calls me and guarantee I'm going to be in the car and flying. I would expect you to be flying from the other direction, son. Just saying. I think where we need to start before we go any farther, and this is where the rub is going to happen, and some of you may just take offense to this, and guess what? I think we've talked about this. I don't care. So where do those stats tell us? Well, let's start with the parents, shall we? Parents, what that tells us is we need to do a better job of paying attention to our children and start taking a deeper interest in how we interact. Not how our children interact, but how we interact with our children. How many of us are currently sitting here thinking, I spent way too much time doing everything else and not enough time with my children? I can tell you right now, I'm as guilty as anyone. I spent years playing travel softball. 150 games a year is what I was playing, which didn't leave a whole lot of time for my family and my children. So while it wasn't the social media that was taking me away, playing softball is why. So here's what we need to do as a parent, and since I am a parent and I have a teenager, I'm still in this group. We got to lower the phone time, folks. It's nice that you give them a phone, but at some point you've got to say, sweetie, you've been on it too much. Give me the phone. Now, what is that going to do? Well, they're going to get angry and they're going to yell and tell you how terrible you are and how much you don't love them and blah, blah, blah. That's okay. They'll get over it. Yeah, I know you do. Stop doing it to your mother or I'm going to take care of you. Spend time listening and interacting with our children. How many of us do our job each day? We come home and we just, terrible day. I don't want to talk to my children. Children don't, I don't want you to talk to me. We turn the TV on or we turn our computers on when we get home or we're on our phones when we get home. And there's zero interaction between the two of us. No children interaction, no adult interaction. I'm just saying this is what God gave me. This is what I'm going to talk about. Demonstrate Christ in our actions and deeds so that they may learn how to do that or how to be when they grow up. If I'm showing love to anybody and everybody that I interact with, do I really need to worry about whether my children are going to have diversified view? If everybody that comes into my point of view and I love on them and I show them Christ every time, how am I going to expect my children to act? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to expect them to act the same way I am. Why? Because it's a learned response. Almost everything we do is a learned response. A baby isn't born and knowing how to walk, right? What happens? It has to learn to fall on its face a few times. But eventually it gets one of these, this is actually me on a regular day, right, Leo? Yeah.
I fell on my face a few times.
Toddle around, and then suddenly, boom, hey, I'm walking. And from walking comes talking, and once talking starts. So parents, I know Johnny and Susie are the greatest children ever, and they just all need a cell phone. But they don't need to be on it 80% of the day. And you, at some point, need to take them somewhere to educate them and experience other people and grow and let them do sports and let them do things where they actually physically interact with other children or teenagers. Because otherwise, we're wasting time. And you might as well just all sit back and wait for Jesus to come and go, really? Right, Glenn? Glenn says, right. Colossians 4, verses 5 and 6 says, Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. So that's for the parents. Let me do that real quick again. Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. If we're doing this, parents, if that's the thing, the life we're demonstrating, if we're watching the way we speak, if we get angry, we're not yelling at someone, we're thinking it through. We're talking to new people. We're talking to people we've never met before in a kind and in a generous and loving way. And the more we demonstrate that with our children around, the more they're going to pick up, the better the learned response. The better the learned response, the less time they're going to be spending melting their brains on other things. Parents are the best and worst example we can ever be to our children. What we pour into their lives deeply impacts the way your child will grow and mature. What's the old saying? Put in garbage, get out garbage. Look, my arm disappeared. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, good. Still here. Thought it disappeared there for a moment, Connor. Thought my left arm just fell off. All right, so teenagers in the room. I've already beat up on the parents. Now it's your all's turn. So teenagers, what is your role in all of this? These, you know, they're sitting there going, I got never roll. Let me tell you what I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll you, old man, when I get out in the parking lot.
Cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll you. All right, teenagers, number one. Riley, listen. Put the phone, the game controller, and the tablets down. Listen to both your parents and your teachers each day. Did I say that clear enough for you? I ain't looking at Donald, I'm looking at you. Donald's not in school anymore. Yeah, exactly. Proverbs 10:17 says, whoever heeds instruction is on the path to life. But he who rejects reproof leads others astray. So teenagers, if someone is pouring something into you, if they're pouring goodness and love and everything else into you, and you're taking that as whatever, then whatever you learn away from that kind of wisdom, you're going to lead others astray too. Put it down. You guys are going to see Riley's phone get nailed to right about here. Oh, bam.
We need a new wall decor.
We do. What better than Riley's phone? Number two. Now, these two definitely need to hear me, but you too, leading my thing over here. Interact with others. You hear me, Donald? Not Riley. Others. You've been with Riley a long time. Interact with others. Here's the part I'm talking about. Find new friends. Good for you, Riley. Spend more time together instead of talking on your devices. That does not mean get in the car with your buddy and end up 73 states away, okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, can I come up to have a white van, someone in a white van, with free candy?
Yes, you should ride with him, Donald. Anytime a white van pulls up and says, hey, would you like some candy? Jump on in. Hop in. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Just go ahead.
They send him
Mario, whatever you do, I did not. He asked a question. I'm just encouraging him to find new friends. That's all. They might be. That's right. All right. Fellers, Romans 12:2 says, do not be conformed to this world, Riley, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern or understand what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So in your mind at 21, I already know where you're going. Do not conform yourself to this world, son. Do not concern yourself to this world. Do not conform yourself to this world. Seriously, Riley, I will nail your phone up to the wall. Your mom will thank me for it. Number 3, spend time doing things that teach you. Hear me? No, I'm not talking about that. Where you interact with others, find new friends that it may enhance your life. Do things to produce meaningful experiences and honor God in the process. We've got a teen carnival that we're going to be planning. Get involved with that. We've got other things that we're doing. We have looks like we're launching a sensory Easter Bunny event. Riley did an awesome job at the sensory Santa Claus.
I need you again.
We're going to need him again. Teenagers that are out there going, well, I got nothing to do. I don't know anybody. Well, get here, learn some new people, greet some new people. Riley's going to bring people. He's got me. Yeah, I don't see him here right now, but whatever.
White van and candy.
White fan and candy. Okay. Let's get to the crux of the position of if I can find it here. Ooh, yeah, I found it. If you're following along, I'd like you to go to 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. And guys, seriously, listen to this, because we are in this time of the world, but you really need to hear, this is going to tell you exactly how you should not only act and demonstrate, but how it's going to benefit. And I'm serious this time, Donald. I'm with you. I got you. Now the end of all things is near. Therefore, be serious and disciplined for prayer. In other words, talk to God. He knows what's going on. He knows where you're coming from, but he'd like to hear from you. Above all, maintain an intense love for each other, since love covers a multitude of sin. You want to change the world. You want to do something amazing. Love everyone. Not just your family, not just your close friends. Love everyone. Anyone you come into contact with. Be hospitable. That's a big word for me, Connor. Be hospitable to one another without complaining. Based on the gift each one has received, use it to serve others, just like you did, Riley, at Christmas time. As good managers of the varied grace of God. If anyone speaks, it should be as one who speaks God's word. If anyone serves, it should be the strength God provides, so that God may be glorified through Jesus Christ in everything. To him belong the glory and the power forever and ever. Amen. Teenagers, time well spent is not time doing this. Whether you're FaceTiming somebody, whether you're texting somebody, if you're not physically interacting with somebody, and I talked about this on Sunday, didn't I? If we're not getting the proper FaceTime, and proper FaceTime means we're getting together with friends. We're meeting new friends. We're going out. Maybe we go to camp in the summertime. Maybe you guys come with us and they go on the roller coaster symposiums and we talk to people while we're out there. But whatever it is that we do, we need to demonstrate Christ in all of our emotions, all of our actions, all the words that we say. So what does that mean? Well, stop cussing. I don't cuss. Yeah, you do. Don't even try it. You don't have to lie. I know you do. But I can't stand here and say I don't do it, so well, I don't want to hear it at all. If I catch you, I'm going to have Donald wash your mouth out with soap. And then Josh is going to wash Donald's mouth out with soap. And then Leo, okay, we're getting down the chain. You tell two friends, and I'll tell two friends, and I'll tell two friends, and then you got a lot of friends. Spend your time doing something other than the screen. Donald has a skateboard. He goes to the skate park, right? Donald falls down at the skate park a lot, but he's been there. Donald rides his bike everywhere. Donald goes to work. So he's out. You probably spend less time on your phone than you did before, right? Yes. Very good. Get activities that enhance your life. Leo has joined us on trips back home. And we stop at different places and we visit different places, including my brother's farm, which Lori has not been to yet. But there are times where, seriously, I can promise you that when we're walking around the park, I don't look at my phone other than when I'm taking pictures. Because I'm looking at other people, if I'm honest about it. But we have a good time, do we not? Even Miss Linda on the Linda train has a good time at the amusement park. But the cool thing is I've learned every trip we've taken, I've got to talk to somebody new. Even in the indoor amusement park, I got to meet the guy with his kids, and we were just talking about, he had that look on his face, and I went, it's a busy day, isn't it? And they were celebrating a birthday party, but he was walking around the park, and he goes, my job is to shuttle them from one place to another. I get it. But we were talking about, the only reason I like, what drew me to him, he had on the coolest shoes. And he looked so comfortable. And I thought, man, if I had shoes like that, I wouldn't be hurting all day long walking around this amusement park. But I talked about his shoes, and then we talked about something else. And then before you knew it, we were just having a great conversation like we were friends forever. Those are the kind of things that you got to do. You got to kind of get out of your comfort zone. You want to honor God, put the phone down for more than an hour. Go talk to somebody. Shake your head no one more time. I will do the WWE chair on you. No. Get friends to talk face to face. You're not hearing me, son. Look at me. Get friends to talk face to face. Do you not? You just told me you had friends at school. So figure out a way to get together. No, he said they don't live in his neighborhood. So what Riley does is, Riley has more excuses than he does, like, he'll give you 1,000 reasons why he can't do it, and never once a reason why he can. What?
We can get them here. I can take them to the park, and we can pass out flyers and talk to people.
There you go, Riley. That means no, but
I don't take no.
I'm aware of that. You'll do it. Well, there you go. So, folks, if you're watching right now, we probably should have turned you on, because that way you could have heard the teta back and forth. But it's okay now. It's too late.
I missed something?
You're okay. You were sleeping. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Take a nap.
All right, no, I was praying.
He was praying.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what we were talking about is Riley was giving me reasons why he can't hang out with other people. He can only talk to them on the phone, even though he sees them every day at school and does other things. They're too far away. Folks, in the state of Delaware, too far away means that you live in Wilmington and someone lives in Seaford.
You take
Otherwise, you don't live too far away.
You take 3 steps, you're in Jersey.
Exactly. You can walk to wherever it is. Donald's done it a million times. He will walk from here to, I don't know,
Walked to Bonnie's house a few times because I missed the bus.
shocking. But anyways, back to the camera here, folks. I'm sorry. Riley said that there's 1,000 reasons why he can't get together with his friends. It has to be on the phone. So Lori counterbalanced that with, okay, well, why don't you come here, get your friends to come here, and then we'll go over to the park and hand out papers and talk to people. Riley says that it was a good idea. Now, will Riley do it? I don't know. Saturday, we're going to meet here and do commercials. Opportunity for Riley to be a part of it. Bring friends and be a part of it, right?
We got goodie bags to pass out at the park too.
We can pass out at the park with goodie bag. Oh, no. We're going to pass goodie bags out. We're not passing out first. Okay. Misunderstood that, Donald. You want to pass out first, then hand out the goodie bags? Passing out?
No, you pass out from what's in
Riley,
the
you're
goodie
going
bags.
to get hurt when you pass out, okay? Clearly. All right. Let's bring it back to reality here just for a moment, because we have slipped away from reality, which is normal with me and everything else we do. But two groups of people here need to be focusing on what they're doing. First of all, parents, come on. You want to point the finger at everybody else. It's everybody else's fault, but your own. They're your children, not the school systems. They're your children, not the government. They're your children, not the churches. It starts with us as parents. If we aren't willing to put the time and the effort, if we aren't willing to demonstrate Christ from our own sense of being, then how can we ever expect our children to do what we want them to do? And children, aka teenagers, at some point, you're going to have to find out the hard way that getting everything handed to you, spending hours of time melting away, 2,000, what was that again? 2,000, let's put the old eyes on. 2,810 hours of your lifetime spent on the phone or in a game or in front of a screen seems to be a bit ridiculous to me. Call me crazy. But that's 32% of your year of time you've wasted. The Bible gives us examples of how we can use time properly. First Peter, the last part that I read, tells you how to act and how to interact in this day and age. Now the question is simple. What are you going to do about it? Are we going to continue to waste time, 32% of our life? Or are you going to try to hear Riley say, get new friends, even though you can't hear him? Not as much better. Next week, we're going to talk about time from God's perspective, and I think it's interesting. You know, we often talk about, well, how old's the earth? Really, does it matter? In the grand scheme of things, does it really matter how old the earth is? No, because what we should be focusing on is our moment right now. Not how many dinosaurs roamed the earth, not whether there was a Big Bang or wasn't a Big Bang, not whether this, that, or the other thing. Listen, we have proof that Jesus existed, Jesus lived, Jesus died, Jesus rose again. All of that is proven. So you can say I was reading an article the other day where groups are going into the school. I'm not going to mention them by name because I'm not going to give them that credit. But they were going into the school and teaching a different perspective, and they said that it's all fairy tale anyways. It's all fairy tale. Okay, so the difference between the funny thing is that group believes in a being that is actually real as well. So how is it a fairy tale if their being is real and Jesus and our being is real? Ask yourself that question. Shh is the answer. So we have an ability right now to change what's happening culturally, not only from a parent's point of view, but from a teen's point of view. Now, they can joke about it and continue to joke about it and continue to joke about it, and then eventually they're going to be sitting somewhere on the side of the road with one of those cardboard signs saying, "I didn't listen to Cushy. Can I have $1, please?" Or you can take the time to enhance your life every time you do something outside of your home, or every time you do something outside of your school, or every time you do something outside of your job. You can do your job as if God himself is your boss. You can serve others from the church as if God himself has called you to do it. Oh, wait, he has. Or you can continue to use free will, waste time, and then wonder when it's all said and done. And believe me, I'm only 51. I say only 51, but I feel like I'm 81. There are other people in this room that are older than me, and I bet you if I asked them, they'd feel the same way I do. I don't know where it went. Where did it go? Like, I can tell you without question, I can tell you what I was doing when I was 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. I was thinking about Aunt Nita. You'll appreciate this. I was talking to a woman on the phone from Mississippi, and in the background, I could hear her country music playing. And I instantly transported back to when I was a kid and I would stay at my grandmother's house. And it'd be at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I cannot remember the exact time, but she can probably tell me the exact time. The music would come on in the kitchen. And it'd be, I mean, it was twangy country coming from there. And then the next thing that hit you was the smells. The sausages are going. Then the pancakes and the bacon and then the eggs and then everything else that was in breakfasty was now hitting you. And you didn't care that you were like 9 years old and it was still 6 in the morning. You didn't even know the sun existed at 6 in the morning. But there it was hitting you, and you'd rush out, and there's my grandmother. She's already got coffee on. Granddaddy's coming. He's rolling out, not quickly, but Granddaddy's rolling out of his room. We're sitting down, and I can visually see that kitchen right now. And it just took me back instantly, and I thought to myself, that was not time wasted. Well, thankfully, back when I was 8, 9, and 10 years old, we didn't have cell phones to distract. But we had television. Even in West Virginia, we had television, Linda. I know, it's shocking. I could have easily been doing something else. I could have easily been sleeping in. But the importance of that moment was I knew what was going on in that kitchen, and I wasn't going to miss it. And the cool thing about that is you sit there and you go, okay, you need some more. Well, I don't know when I stopped eating because she didn't stop shoveling. So it was, honey, you look thin. Keep eating. But that'll be a memory because I spent that time, I think I spent that time well. I would give anything to have that time back. Anything. And if I could create that time for myself and my children, I would. But I've already missed that boat. And it's a shame. And my children didn't get to experience my grandmother in that way. But I did. And I'll tell you what, I used to tell my friends about it. Like, it was important. I remember going to church as a teenager, and I couldn't wait to get there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I was there literally. If a door opened on there, for whatever reason, I know one night it was youth group. One night was RAs. One night was choir. Maybe something, a special event or something. I wanted to be there. If I had a cell phone back then, I don't know if I'd want to be there. Like, I get the draw. But parents, we got to turn them off. And kids, you got to put them down. You got to get out and spend time finding out why God created you. So time wasted and time well spent. What are you doing? The little hand is on the 8 and the big hand is on the 10, Glenn, which means it's time to end this thing. What I'm going to do now is pray. We'll have a moment here, and I'd like you guys at home, if you're watching, to take a moment to pray about any situation, but certainly time wasted. Maybe pray for teenagers here. Listen, pray for this group that it grows with teenagers, because that's what we're looking for. If you need something to pray about on a daily basis, pray that God touches teenagers' lives and brings them our way, because we're willing. We've got a group here that's more than ready to go and more than willing to help. So pray for that, and let's do that now. Dear Heavenly Father, we are thankful for this evening. We are certainly grateful for the things that you have done in our lives. And Lord, most of all, we're just grateful that you have given us a life, something that we can choose to use and use it well. Or we may choose to waste it and have to answer for that at another time. Lord, I pray for the teenagers in this area. I pray that you give us the way to kind of reach out, Lord. Give us a way to touch lives and change lives and do it for the honor and the glory of you and have nothing to do with us. Lord, we love doing these television programs or these internet programs. We love being around each and every one of the teenagers that do come here. We love one another as we help one another out. Father, we'd like to have more. So, Lord, right now we ask that you pour out your blessing upon this group and that we may have others come. And, Father, they seek your face, and we go from there. Lord, thank you again for this evening, for this church, for the ability to do the things that we do. And we ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
With the last thoughts of the day, here is the one, the only, walking out here very slow, trotting about, and Cushy.
All right. I wanted to try that last bit out. Let me move over here because the wagon's going to get out of the way. Again, the background, this was from Blue Ridge Parkway. It was a homestead that they have just outside of Waynesboro, Virginia. If you go south from Waynesboro, this is about 6 miles down, 7 miles down on the right. This was they had houses there that were originally built along the Blue Ridge Parkway. This was one of the wagons that was part of the farm area. So again, we're talking about time. We'll go back in time. Back in time to when the Blue Ridge Parkway didn't have millions of cars on it every year, and this is what they drove, was this here wagon right here. Wagon. Okay, so again, next week, Wednesday, we will be back here. We will finish up God's perspective of time. We will also have some commercials that we will be throwing in as well. Teenagers who are watching, which is probably 3, maybe 2. I don't know. If you have teenagers, then we need them. But teenagers, come out Saturday. What time did Harold say we'd be here? Okay, listen, Harold and I have to do an interview, which I think is like at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, which I didn't know existed on a Saturday. And that's a lie because I joined people for breakfast. But we will be here probably around 8 o'clock or 8:30. Teenagers, please be here by 10 o'clock. Riley will wake up at 10 o'clock and be here because I said he will. But be here at 10 o'clock so that we can shoot the new commercials and have some fun with this green screen. If you've not experienced it, it is pretty cool. Adults that help me, you are welcome to join us as well. Moses will need to be here because Moses is going to have Moses' mind. But he also is going to be a part of one of the commercials. He didn't know that, but he knows it now. So come out, join us. We're going to have a great time. We will involve food at some point because we've never done anything where food has not been involved. We like to eat. There's no lie about that. So come out for that. And then, again, Sundays, hey, we meet here Sundays. 9:30 Sunday school in the morning. Then we go out to the service. at 10:30. Teenagers, join us. Parents, join us. Come on out. 2200 Glasgow Avenue in Bear, Delaware. Oh, it's Newark, Delaware. I apologize, not Bar, Newark. Newark, Delaware. And then Monday, if you know someone who has special needs, if you have a child or adult who has special needs, if you'd like to learn more about special needs, Monday, come here, meet Miss Lori at 7 p.m. and do exactly that. Eventually, what she said is they're going to go out and start walking around. Listen, you want to learn how to be around a special needs child? We got one for you. We will take you out into the environment and we will demonstrate Angel, just like we get it every week. Right, Angel?
Right.
Exactly. Angel says right. So in other words, if you'd like to be angelified, angelification, if you want to be angelified, there we go. Come on out Monday, 7 p.m. If you have special needs, please bring your children out. We'd be more than happy to help. If you have special needs adults, again, we're Lori and Harold, they got this. You just need to come out and help out. And if you just want to volunteer for something, that's probably about the coolest thing you can volunteer for. And then, again, next Wednesday, what are you doing, son? If you all could see half the things, and believe me, that's coming too. There are going to be other cameras that are going to be set up. You're going to get to see the action that we see, like Riley Vanner White falling asleep during the message or playing on his cell phone or whatever. That's right, busted. Busted. So come out Wednesday night. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Sorry we went a little long. It's Leo's fault. If you want to blame somebody, blame Leo. That is Leo. Blame Leo. All right, Leo, you know what you're going to do now?